Hello everybody, welcome back, good morning. Let's have a look at Wrecked City. As it would appear, everything's crashing down beyond all belief in the market. Probably should have expected further, to be honest with you. I knew that we were going to get that dump, but to have immediate continuation, I suppose, kind of makes sense in hindsight. But you know, like I say, at least we got the drop. We should still be looking for a turnaround though, back up to the previous high on Bitcoin, and I'll show you the reasons why. So first we'll just look at this chart on the daily, the standard Bitcoin chart, and the only moving average below us at the moment is this 50 exponential, which comes in around 112,800, so around about 113. So don't be at all surprised to see a wick kiss that little moving average there, and that would be a nice place for it to reverse from. Might not happen immediately because there is supports on the 4 hour that I'll show you that might hold in the short term, basically now. But yeah, here we are, 112,900, basically 113. We're also getting close to basically finding the same support at the same wick that we had on that chaos dump a couple of weeks back. So fair enough, it is what it is. There's nothing else we can say about that. I'll show you something else though. Sometimes it's always good to have a clean, tidy chart. So bit of a descending channel here, a falling channel, which is just a consolidation formation. And these typically will break to the up, and we're already at the bottom of that, which is also roughly around the 200 simple and exponential on the 4 hourly. So there's evidence now to say that we should be bouncing from this level anyway, even if it were to just go back up to the top of the channel anyway, to the top of the range. The only thing that I would say is it's looking less likely is the absence of any kind of bullish divergence on this time frame, which means that if we do drop, and then that previous area that we saw on the daily with that 50 exponential might be the place where we're going. It's been quite a fast drop, I would say. I think some of that is speeded up by the FOMC situation, and stocks as well also coming down a little bit, and the dollar also rising a little bit also. But I feel as though the dollar might be reaching a peak, maybe a significant peak right now actually, as we hit the 21 exponential moving average on the Dixie. So we've got a death cross here and a death cross here. Now, death crosses do like to be revisited once they are met. It's Friday today, so this will be the last trading day for, well, it's not even a trading day, is it, for the Dixie, but until Monday, when it reopens again. Now, this is a major resistance, this is a major resistance, this is a major resistance on a weekly, and a downtrend that is continuing to trend down. Now, I appreciate that, you know, there's been a big move this week, but there's been plenty of big moves in weeks prior to the opposite way. Now, I don't really think that the dollar is ready to reverse from here, although a rising channel that's been going on for about, well, we'll call it 14 years, is still in play. And this is my expectation that we were going to bounce from this area anyway and cause a rally in the dollar. But as we have seen in the past, you know, we don't generally just find a low that easily and just reverse straight up. And I don't think that it's going to happen this time either. We should still focus on the trend, which is down, and actually the downtrend is strengthening. But all that said, on a weekly, as soon as you start getting golden crosses and death crosses on a weekly, especially after a move which has been driven so fast, I think it's less likely that we'd break this channel and go down, and without some kind of fundamental reason for it to go down. But it is what it is, and that's where we are, and it has affected other markets. You can see across the board, a sea of red across the board. Even the S&P is red. Let's have a look at the pre-market. Yeah, it's almost down 1% as well. So, look, markets go up, markets go down, dollar go up, dollar go down. At the moment, you know, markets going down across the board, apart from, for some reason, Hut 8 mining just went up ridiculously yesterday in the absence of any movement from Bitcoin in the opposite direction. So I'm amazed actually to see that happen. I don't know what is going on there. But that's just anecdotal. The main thing to think about is the overall market. Dollar up, stocks down, Bitcoin down, and crypto down. When we look over here at Ethereum, we obviously were a little concerned that the money flow index was relatively high. It's high on the weekly, but it was really high on the daily, and then it got its bearish divergence, and now it's hit the top of this trend line, which is also the 20 moving average as well. So look, Bollinger Band strategy would say to us, you're 65% more likely to bounce from here. So bulls have got this area now on Ethereum. Bulls have also more or less got this area on Bitcoin, mostly, more or less. And again, reflecting on the channel, the bulls have got the support on the channel as well, and bears have got the edge on the Dixie as well. Again, Bollinger Band strategy applies to the 21 exponential as well, with the death crosses involved as well. So bears have got this opportunity, and the bulls have got this opportunity. Not this opportunity, sorry, that's Bitcoin dominance. Have got this opportunity on the 4 hourly, and they've also got the Ethereum opportunity on the daily. So as much as we have seen red from the peak from like a week ago, where luckily we kind of saw that kind of coming, didn't we, really? So it didn't shock us to see it. Shocked a few, didn't shock us too much, and now we've got continuation down to a major support. I reckon there's a good chance that we've already hit this support and we look to bounce, maybe even immediate continuation from here. However, looking at Bitcoin, there is also a chance that Bitcoin drives us down a little bit lower to around 113-ish area. Again, the only reason I say that is that there is no bull div on this at the moment, and which means that the momentum is still to the down despite supports being tagged. But you play the cards you dealt. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it apart from try positions if you're comfortable with that. Tight stop losses if you're doing futures. And let's just see if all of these things merge together. Like I say, Bitcoin and Ethereum more or less at supports, basically, across different time frames, and the Dixie more or less at resistance, all that being an untradeable chart, but a reference of dollar strength, and we're at a resistance on that now. So it might be that we could short the dollar, or we could long some of these charts, like crypto, for instance. It might be that the case, but don't just do it blindly. Remember, there is no sort of bullish divergence on that, and so in the absence of that, it means that the momentum is still pushing down, which means we might be looking for a little lower anyway, regardless of trend line, regardless of Bollinger Band, regardless of this, that, and the other. We know that with a strong trending move, without any deviation from momentum or money flow, that supports don't really last as much as they would have done if, of course, the downtrend had been a bit slower, giving momentum chance to pick up. But, like I say, we're already at those supports, and we're already at the Dixie resistance right now. So that is what it is, and there is a good chance that it bounces here and maybe even puts in a low here. There is that chance, but take it with a pinch of salt because there's no divergence. But there is that chance. So I'm going to take a position in it, see what happens, and then see if I get stopped out. By lunchtime. Right. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.